What's up, guys? We got some more new cards and they're all pretty exciting, so let's go ahead and jump into it. First, the card I revealed, Devout Pupil, a 6-mana 4/5 with Divine Shield and Taunt, a dual class card for Paladin and Priest. Costs 1 less for each spell you've cast on friendly characters this game. Now this goes straight into Libram Paladin in my opinion, and I see it as a 0-mana 4/5 with Divine Shield and Taunt, which is insane, especially because you have buffs that you want to throw on it afterwards. If you've, got this down to 0 mana, you've probably played a few Librams of Wisdom, you probably have those in your hand. You can throw this down and just immediately buff it up, and it's gonna be fairly difficult to deal with because it has that Divine Shield. So this thing might stick around, and then you can end up, I don't know, hitting your opponent a couple times with it, hopefully. Now, Corridor Creeper was a nutty card that slid under people's radar because it was free essentially in aggro decks, and I think this is going to have a similar feel to it. The condition isn't met as easily as Corridor Creeper, but I do think the card is super good in pure Paladin or Libram Paladin. So I think this gets a 5 out of 5 stars for that. Now, when I initially reviewed this card, when I did the reveal, there was no what's that spell? This Gift of Luminance. This was not a thing. Now, does this go in Libram Paladin? Yeah, I think it does. This is pretty nuts. If you put a bunch of Librams on a card and then you hit it with the Gift of Luminance, you're gonna get an extra copy of that card that has all those Librams on it. So you're gonna get those back. So that's pretty good. So yeah, I think Devout Pupil, fantastic for Paladin. For Priest, we're gonna need to see more of those cards, but I do think that there's going to be some sort of tempo buff Priest that does pretty solid. So for Priest, I feel like it's like a 3 out of 5 right now. But yeah, this card is fantastic. So I think it gets a 5 out of 5. Am I biased? Absolutely. Anyway, Keymaster Alabaster here, a neutral legendary 7 mana 6/8, where whenever your opponent draws a card, add a copy to your hand that costs 1. This card, I don't know if it's that great, and by I don't know, I mean it isn't that great. I wish it was a little bit better. It's very fringe, and I kind of see it as a tech card. It's not very proactive. You are guaranteed to get at least 1 card and some information from your opponent, right? You will know what they drew because you'll have it in your hand. It'll cost 1, but maybe this thing just gets removed immediately and all you did was get a copy of the next card for 1. I don't know. I usually want something a bit more proactive on these later turns, or at least something that says taunt or does something. If you're playing against aggro, this is doing nothing for you. You're just going to die. So maybe this is more of a Highlander card or a tech card in the meta. If you're seeing a bunch of control decks and you need a little bit more value, what are you going to put in your deck? There's probably a lot of great options. Maybe this is a consideration. I feel like there are better options, but you might want to mess around with this guy. Now, if the meta's a bunch of things like expensive decks, yeah, this might get you, if you get a Galakron for 1 mana, that's going to be pretty solid. Or if you're playing against a druid who's running a bunch of Ysera Unleashed stuff, maybe, they play Ysera Unleashed, or they put a bunch of portals in their deck or something, and you expect them to draw quite a few portals. Maybe you play this guy down, get some 1 mana portals, or even better, you get Ysera herself for 1 mana. Yeah, I mean, this looks like it'll be okay in certain situations. It's just a bit conditional in my opinion. So I'm gonna say this is 3 stars. All right, we got Jandice Barov here. Dual class legendary, 5 mana 2/1 with the battle cry. Summon 2 random 5-cost minions. Secretly pick 1 that dies when it takes damage. So this is mage and rogue, and there are a lot of bad 5-cost minions, and of course these are random. But I think generally you're gonna get a decent amount of stats. Someone's probably gonna have to run the numbers, but you got bad drops like 3/2, the vulture card, but then you have amazing drops like Earth Elemental, which is what, 7/8 with taunts. And then you have decent rolls that are just like 5/5 worth of stats, and you also got stuff like Stranglethorn Tiger, which will have stealth on it. So I think generally you're probably gonna get almost 10/10 worth of mana here for a 5-drop, which is fantastic. You do have to choose 1 that dies when it takes damage, so you'll probably choose the weaker minion, or if you get a stealthed minion, you know, you might want to throw it on that because that might be more difficult to deal with. Now with Mage, this is also a fantastic conjuring target. If you get a 2/1, you know, just conjure this and you'll get 2 more random 5 drops, which might be good. But generally, I think you'll be pretty happy with your results for playing this. Of course, you can really low roll. You can summon a mortuary machine, which might end up just throwing the game. So I think the variance here kind of makes this a little bit scary. But I think generally you're going to be pretty happy with what you get. So I think this is 4 stars actually. I think it's going to see a lot of messing around with, at least early. And I mean, it's three tokens. That's pretty solid, right? All right, Runic Carvings, 6 mana spell here for Shaman and Druid. Choose one, summon 4 2/2 Treant Totems or Overload by 2 and summon them with Rush. So you can get them without Rush, or you can get Overloaded 2 and get them with Rush. Now, to me, this doesn't seem like a card you really want to run in Druid, at least not in current Druid archetypes. There's not really much Treant support, I don't think, in Druid. And they have Glowfly Swarm, it just seems straight up better. So maybe with upcoming expansions, Treant Druid will maybe come back, or maybe somehow more cards will get revealed that give them a little bit more Treant support, like Mulch Muncher, RIP. You know, this might get a little bit better, but for right now, I don't think you ever run this in Druid. Now in Shaman, seems quite good. Token Shaman, Totem Token Shaman, even like it is becoming quite a possibility here. Giving them the possibility of having Rush seems very good as well. And then Druid also, or sorry, Shaman has that other dual class card that'll heal you if you're holding a spell that costs, you know, 5 or more mana. So now we'll have Hack of the Scheme. You got this, you got Earthquake, looking pretty solid for some sort of control Shaman. But this may also fit in that tokeny Totem Shaman. So I think, or maybe it's a Totem Token Control. Maybe that's too many things. But yeah, I think this card is going to see a lot of play. For Shaman, I see it as 4 stars, and for Druid, I see it as probably like a one star right now. Maybe 2 stars. Probably a 1 star for Druid. But I'm gonna put this at 4 stars because I do think we're going to see a lot of play, at least within the Shaman class. We got Fluffy Firestarter here, a 1 mana 1/3, beautiful stats, plus has spell damage +1. I think this is a great card. This is 5 stars. Because of the great stats, plus some upside of spell damage +1, right? There's not a lot of stats, 1 mana 1/3s anymore. And then just having that additional upside, which actually fits fantastic in Mage. And then Mage also has that new Raz Frost Whisper, I believe is called, who does the damage to your opponent's side of the board every turn. That increases with your spell damage. So this is fantastic. I mean, you can use this with Arcane Missiles. This curves into Spellbook Binder. I'm going to try some sort of spell damage Mage for sure with like Spellbook Binder and Mana Reservoir. And what the fountain, what's the fountain's name? I don't know. I've been playing a lot of spell damage Shaman, and I'm just getting all these ideas for spell damage Mage now. But even if you're not going with the spell damage Mage, you're playing like a Highlander Mage, I believe this is a auto include because it does demand respect. Because that +1 spell damage is no joke, man. It's no joke. Your Blizzards turn into 3 damage. Your Flame Strikes turn into 5 damage. Very good, very good. Adorable Infestation, a dual class Druid Hunter card for 1 mana. Give a minion +1/+1, summon a 1/1 cub, add a cub to your hand. So this is essentially a 1 mana 2/2 with a card generation of a 1 mana 1/1 in your hand. That is a beast, I would assume. I haven't seen the cub card, but this seems really, really good in Hunter. For Druid, maybe a tokeny Druid direction, but I feel like that's not really a thing at the moment. So I feel like this is a Hunter card, man. So if you for example use Unleash the Hounds, you buff 1 up by +1/+1, you're gonna get a 1/1 cub on the board. You're gonna add a cub to your hand. I think this is great in a token, sorry, not token, a quest Hunter as well. And on top of this, maybe like a Smorky Beast aggro Hunter, because this is also adding that cub to your hand for 1 mana is a great way to reliably activate out your kill commands. So, you know, on turn 6, you can throw this bad boy down, do a kill command for 5 to your opponent's face, and then do a hero power. Boom, 7 damage reliably. Because it's often difficult to guarantee that you can get that extra 2 damage out of kill command. So this kind of helps with that a little bit. Is that going to be its main case? Probably not, but it's super solid. And just throwing things on the board, you know, as a hunter, beasts that have synergies with other beasts, like it's great. And might I add, it doesn't have to be a beast that this is going on. You can throw this on a leopardum, on a sand trooper, on anything for that additional 1 damage. So adorable Infestation, pretty good card. I think we're going to see a lot of it in Hunter, in Druid, maybe not Druid, but yeah, I'm going to give this 4 stars. Gift of Luminance, 3 mana priest paladin card. Give a minion divine shield, then summon a 1/1 copy of it. So we briefly looked at this, but it seems very good on Death Rattle minions. Is super good. And Paladin does have a lot of Death Rattle minions because you can give them those Librams, right? Give them those Librams, make a copy of it. When both of those die, you've doubled your Librams. So pretty solid. I think this will see a fair amount of play. At 3 mana, it is pretty expensive because sometimes you're not going to have a minion on the board, and in those situations, it might just be dead in your hand. I almost see this as more of a priest card than a paladin card, really. I feel like paladin already has so many great buffs that this might not make the cut. But in priest, that's running a bunch of death rattles or a bunch of end of turn effects like your water bearer. This might fit a little bit better in there. Using this on your infiltrators is going to be absolutely insane. God, that's going to be so frustrating, actually. Oh man, and you can get this off of the Veil Weaver or the Sethic guy, right? Oh no. Yeah, this is a really good card. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I'm not sure you run this in Paladin yet, unless Paladin gets some more Death Rattle cards that I'm not really considering as of now. Yeah, super solid. You got Turalyon, the Tenured, an 8 mana 3/12 Paladin legendary with Rush. Whenever this attacks minions, set the defender's attack and health to 3. So it's like Batterhead, except it can't attack multiple times, and it guarantees a kill on 1 minion unless it had Divine Shield, I guess. Pretty solid, not great, not amazing. You're gonna be happy to evolve into this thing for sure, but I don't know where this really belongs. It's so slow at 8 mana, and it's gonna drop to 9 health. It's an 8 mana 3/9 that's removed a minion in a way. That's okay. He's easily dealt with. And maybe you play him in like a dual paladin. I guess a dual paladin would make this solid. You pull him out, he's gonna drop the minion he's slapping into to a 3/3, and then he also gets to hit into another minion, so he removes 2 minions, leaving him as a 3/6. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not too thrilled about this. I wish it was a little bit better, but I will mess around with this in Big Paladin. Yeah, I don't know, kind of a really cool effect, yet somehow underwhelming for a legendary in my opinion. I'm gonna give it, oh sorry, you can't even see it. I'm gonna give it 2 stars here. Maybe Big Paladin, I don't know. Okay, but yeah, 2 stars. Okay, that's it. I believe that is it. Okay, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Good luck on ladder and stay hydrated.